Well, hey guys, how are you? Welcome back. I am Summer with Summer Sweet Shop, and I'm so excited that you are here. And today we are jumping into a topic that I think a lot of cookiers can relate to, which is time management, right? So I want to start off with a story. A few weeks ago, I was working in my kitchen and I had a disaster on my hands. And honestly, it looked like something out of what you would see on a comedy show or something that you would see on a reality TV show. And what looked like, if you were looking through the windows and saw what was going on, I had flour all over the front of me because for some reason I end up wearing black when I am baking my cookies. I had icing in my hair, and I had about a dozen cookies in the oven that almost got burned to a crisp, all because I forgot to set the timer. Anyone else? And why did this happen? Why, you ask? Because I was trying to do everything at once. I was answering emails over here on my laptop over to the side. I was trying to decorate and bake these cookies. And I was also looking at the internet for ideas for my next class. And while I was supposed to be making dinner for my family at the same time, like, I don't know what I was thinking. But by the end of the night, it really had, I had cookies that I couldn't decorate because I had burned them. My kids had not been fed, and I had a headache, and I was seriously just burned out. I wanted to just throw in the towel and not do anything else. And I sat there thinking, there has to be a better way than what I'm doing, because I feel like I'm running around with my hair on fire. But there's got to be a better way to juggle all of these plates that I've got spinning. And that's when it hit me that running a cookie business, it doesn't have to feel like you are spinning all these plates and you constantly have chaos in your kitchen. There is a better way to manage your time and to keep your business and your sanity intact. So here's what I know to be true. Cookie business owners are some of the busiest people that I know. You have orders that you've got stacking up. You've got classes that you're trying to prep for. You've got social media posts that you're supposed to be creating and posting. And oh yeah, let's not forget about your everyday life. If you have a family, even if you just have animals, you have other things in your life that you are taking care of, much less you might even have another job. So the problem is that this plan, everything feels urgent. Like I said, you feel like you're running around with your hair on fire and you're multitasking, you're trying to do all of these things, but at the end of the week, you feel like you got nothing done and you feel like you are just drowning and you're barely keeping your head above water. And if you're like me in those situations, a lot of those tasks start to slip through the cracks. You miss orders, you forget the dates on orders, you miss big activities, maybe at your kid's school, you miss an email. You really, not only are you missing those things, but you start to have the creativity and joy that you once had in your business, it starts to disappear. And that can be really sad and frustrating and upsetting. And it's not what we intended to happen at all when we first started our business. What's worse is all of this chaos starts to affect your business. It starts to seep into everything else that you're doing, and you end up staying up late multiple nights during the week because you're baking, you're working on orders, you're packaging, you are trying to catch up on those things that you have forgotten. And let's be real, okay? You feel really overwhelmed, and burnout at that point, it's not just an option or something that might happen. Most likely, it's inevitable. And I don't think that that's something that any of us want to get to. But I want to tell you some good news. The good news is it doesn't have to be this way. You can run your cookie business with less stress, more intention, and you can start mastering your schedule and planning your production. So what it starts with, mastering your schedule and planning the production. So here's the key. The secret to managing your time as a cookie business owner is to plan your week intentionally. So you're gonna plan it intentionally and you're gonna batch your tasks. So when you take control of your schedule and you organize your production process, it changes everything. You're gonna save time, you're gonna be able to reduce your stress, and guess what? As a result, you are gonna have so much more joy running your business again. It's about working smarter, not harder. And it's designing your week that works for you, not the other way around, right? So how are you gonna do this? How do you go from like this chaos to control in your cookie business? Okay, so today we are gonna break that down. I want you to be able to take charge of your time with this 3-step schedule and production planning guide. So we're gonna talk about these 3 steps today. And the first of those steps is plan your week in advance. So every Sunday, you're gonna sit down, you're gonna have either a notebook, a calendar, and you're gonna outline your week. I want you to ask questions like, what orders do I have to complete this week? What orders do you have on your books? What prep is required for any classes that you are teaching or any pop-up events that you're teaching and going to be at? What marketing tasks do you need to focus on? And don't forget about your family. So what family or personal things and commitments do you have that need to be prioritized for the week? You're gonna write all of these things down, and then I want you to assign specific tasks to specific days. This weekly overview is going to give you a roadmap for the week ahead. Number 2 is you're going to batch your tasks. You're going to group similar things together, similar tasks together. That's going to save you time and it's going to reduce that mental load and chaos, okay? So here's an example of what this looks like. Number 1, you're going to dedicate 1 day to baking your cookies. So you're going to bake all of your cookies for the week. You're going to do that all in 1 day. Then you're going to spend the next day making your icing, bagging and coloring your icing, and you're gonna do your decorating for that day. You're gonna let everything dry overnight, and then you are going to then the next day reserve time for packaging, for taking pictures, and then those will be pickups or deliveries for your orders. Batching your task, it is a game changer when it comes to organizing your week. It really keeps you focused and eliminates the inefficiency that you have probably dealt with and causes you're not task switching all the time. If you've heard of that before, where you're multitasking, you're having to switch tasks all the time, and that's causing the chaos in your brain. Okay, and step number 3 is using time blocking. So you're gonna schedule these time blocks on your calendar for each task, and you've gotta stick to them. That's the point. You got to stick to them like you would a doctor's appointment, like you would a appointment that you have to go see your friend for lunch. You're going to stick to those. So for example, you're going to say, okay, on Mondays from 9 to 12, I am baking all of my cookies. So from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m., that's what you're doing in that span of time. And then maybe like on 1 to 4 on Tuesdays, you are decorating. You know, you've got stuff going on in the morning. So from 1 to 4, you are decorating. You're sitting down and decorating. At 1 p.m., you're starting. And then maybe like 4 to 5 p.m. on that Monday, you're like, I'm doing social media and marketing in this time block. This structure is going to help you stay on track, and it's going to help you focus on one thing at a time, and you are going to be more efficient with your time, and you're going to be more productive at the end of the day and in the end of the week. You're going to feel so much better. So I gotta tell you about a few months ago, I was working with a cookie business in my Next Level Cookie Club. Her name is Sarah. And when we first talked, Sarah felt like she was just drowning in orders. She was totally maxed out in how many orders she was doing. And she was feeling like she was running around with her hair on fire. She had multiple tasks that she was doing. She didn't have a set schedule of when she was baking, when she was decorating. She just knew what she had to do at the end of the week, but she had no plan and no schedule. And it really overwhelmed her, and she really got to the point where she felt like she just wanted to give it all up. She couldn't do it. She didn't want to do it. It wasn't worth it to her. And so I shared with her this exact schedule and production planning guide, and she decided to give it a try. She's like, I'll try anything at this point. I'll give it a try and see if this helps and works. So fast forward to now, just a few months later, and Sarah is doing so much better. She's not feeling overwhelmed. Her business is thriving. She is able to set aside time to email back people on her list that are inquiring about orders. She's able to bake and decorate with confidence because she knows she has those time blocks that she has allotted in her schedule. She's not feeling that chaos anymore. And she's able to enjoy her work. Her customers are enjoying her work even more. And she's even able to take weekends off to spend with her family. And she told me, she's like, I feel like I finally have my life back and I'm actually enjoying my business again. And she's like, I didn't feel like that was going to happen. But that is the power of intentional planning, you guys. It's not just about running a successful business. It's about creating that life that you love. And your business fits into that. So friend, I know that if you have been feeling overwhelmed, please know this, that you can take control of your time, that you can build the business that brings you joy, and you've just got to start small. You got to take it 1 week at a time, just like Sarah did. And I want you to watch how everything changes when you start working with intention. So guys, until next time, I want you to keep baking. I want you to keep dreaming of your cookie business that you want to have. And I want you to keep building a life that you love. Thanks so much for being here. I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one.